As the grunts and moans outside the room gradually stopped, Bruce said from outside, "Nancy, something came up at the office. I'll have to make a trip there." My cousin Kerry also told me she was heading out to get some bread to make me a sandwich. Hearing no response from me, they thought I was asleep. They left together hand in hand. I secretly followed them and noticed that they were headed to Bruce's parents' place nearby. As the front door opened, Bruce's siblings stood by the door with gifts in their hands. "Happy pregnancy, Kerry. Congratulations, Bruce. You're going to be a father." I covered my mouth in shock. I tried not to make a sound while tears streamed down my face. Bruce's mother also went to the front door to welcome Kerry inside, holding her by the arm. "It's good that you're having Bruce's child. I was really worried that my grandchildren would inherit that blind woman's genes. The Wills will finally have healthy grandchildren." Yeah. If it weren't for Bruce's kindness, no one in Kent City would want to marry that blind Nancy. Just because her family is wealthy, she acts all high and mighty. Kerry is so much better than her. Bruce's gaze turned a little icy. "Don't ever say that. Nancy lost her sight because of me." Everyone ignored Bruce and continued to discuss what to name the child. I was so heartbroken that I could barely breathe. I ran back home. Tears streamed down my face without control. Bruce's siblings had always been kind and nice to me. I never knew they were such two-faced people. Not long after, my mother called. "Nancy, the Blakes have agreed to the marriage. The engagement ceremony will be held 3 days later. Darling, no matter what, I will always support you. Bruce isn't treating you right. Let's swap him off, shall we?" Okay, I replied with a catch in my throat. At midnight, Bruce woke me up and handed me a glass of milk to drink. This had been his routine every day. I reached out my hand when he suddenly grabbed it. "Nancy, why is your hand injured? Did you go out today? It's all my fault for not protecting you. Don't worry. Once we get married, I'll always be by your side." When he saw my body trembling, he held me by the shoulder in reassurance. He placed the glass of milk in my mouth. "Good girl. Drink up and head back to bed." Bruce had told me more than once about how me drinking milk obediently would give him a sense of a happy home. Even if I never liked to, I would do it for him. This time, the moment he left, I spat the milk out. A while later, Kerry, who was at the door, asked, "Is she asleep?" Bruce wordlessly lifted her in his arms, causing the abashed Kerry to hit his chest. "What if she hasn't fallen asleep? Be patient. Don't worry. The drug is powerful. Even if she's not asleep, she'll think she's dreaming." I finally understood. His concerns and the so-called happy feelings he got from me drinking milk were just a cruel cover for such disgusting things. Kerry's breaths started to get shorter. "The Blake's vegetable son is going to get engaged. They invited me to attend the engagement ceremony. How comical. Who on earth would think of marrying a vegetable?" Bruce picked up the pace. "You're being short-sighted. Being Mrs. Blake is worth millions. I wonder who got lucky. Are you going to take me along to the engagement ceremony?" "Dream on. The guests are wealthy and influential. You wouldn't fit in. I can only bring your cousin with me." Kerry turned away, stopping Bruce from kissing her. She said, "Don't you find it embarrassing to bring a blind woman there? This is a good chance for you to get connected to the wealthy. She'll only drag you down. Besides, I heard that the woman marrying into the Blakes is from Mapletown. I'm from Mapletown too. Maybe I can help connect the two of you." Bruce gave it a thought. What Kerry said made sense to him. He eventually nodded. All right, I'll take you with me." When Bruce let out his last grunt of pleasure, he looked up and met with my gaze in the room. I immediately closed my eyes. Bruce jumped in fright. "I closed the door before I came out. Why is it open? Why does it matter? She's dead asleep anyway. Ignore her. Come and be with me." Soon, I heard their bodies smashing against each other. It was only in the early morning when they finally quieted down that I did not sleep the entire night. My pillow was soaked with tears. "How dare you humiliate me like this, all this while Bruce? Fine. I'll no longer show you mercy." When I heard the two of them woke up, I got out of bed. By the door, I tripped against something. While I pretended not to know what it was, trying to bend to touch it, Bruce immediately got up from the couch and ran to my side. Nancy, are you okay? Why didn't you call me? Kerry said with a hint of jealousy. She just tripped, it's not like she.